I'm going to be performing surgical hand scrubbing before surgery. So first thing I want to do is take off anything, any jewelry, any watches, rings, anything on my wrist and on my hands. So I have no rings, no other jewelry or anything on my arms. So next I want to inspect my fingernails. I just want to make sure that they are free of polish, that they are not too long, that they do not exceed the tips of the fingers. That way they don't harbor any extra dirt or bacteria or anything. So my fingernails are nice and short, they're free of polish, they are ready to go. So then I want to make sure that I have my cap and my mask on, just as I will not be able to adjust those things once I begin the hand scrubbing. So I'm just going to start with a regular hand wash with regular soap, just to get any, kind of as a basis wash, any dirt, anything like that. I'm going to get that off before I start with my surgical scrub. Did my hand wash, and now I have re-cleaned, re-sterilized scrub brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and open those at that time, not touching them, just to keep them sterile and as clean as possible. So I'm just going to peel back a pouch there and just leave them nice and open for me right here on a tray. Peel that back, that way my sponges are ready for use. And then once my sponges are ready, we can go ahead and begin with the actual surgical scrub. So I'm going to be scrubbing with 2% chlorhexidine. I do have a hands-free foot pedal here with my soap. So I'm going to get a nice amount of soap here. And then I'm just going to apply that to my hands, all the way down my arms to my elbows to start with some contact time. Now once my hands have been nice and soaked up, I want to keep my hands above my elbows at all times, just so I don't have any dirty water running back over my fingertips. So I'm just going to grab my first scrub brush. I'm just going to get it wet, and then I'm going to begin at the fingertips. I'm going to scrub the fingertips 10 times. And then once my fingertips are scrubbed, I'm going to move to my fingers. So each finger, I'm going to scrub each of the 4 surfaces a total of 10 times. I'm going to start with my thumb with the outside surface. The top. Do the underside, and then the other side. I'm going to move to my index finger, top, inside, and the underside. I'm going to move on to my middle finger. My ring finger, and my pinky. once all 5 fingers have been scrubbed on each 4 surfaces 10 times, I'm going to move to my hand. I'm going to do a similar motion of each of the 4 surfaces of my hand 10 times. I'm going to start at this side. Do the back of my hand. Do this side. And my palm. I'm just going to wet my sponge a little bit, and then I'm going to move to my arm. So I'm going to scrub each of the 4 surfaces of my arm with my scrub brush 10 times. So I'm going to start with this side of my arm. And finally this side. Alright, once I have scrubbed my fingertips, each of my 5 fingers, my hand, and my arm on all surfaces 10 times, I'm just going to go ahead and discard my scrub brush, and then I am going to use the hand that I just scrubbed to very carefully pick up the new brush without letting my hands drop below my elbows. And I'm just going to repeat the same scenario here. Never letting my hands drop. I'm going to start on this hand with my fingertips 10 times. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my fingers, starting with my thumb. All 4 surfaces of my thumb. I'm then going to move on to my index finger. Alright, then I'm going to move to my middle finger. And my ring finger. And my pinky. so once my fingertips and all 5 fingers have been scrubbed on all 4 surfaces a minimum of 10 times, I'm going to move to my hand and I'm going to repeat that process, 10 scrubs on all 4 surfaces. So I'll start with this side of my hand. And the back of my hand. The side of my hand. And my palm. All right, now I'm going to move down to my arms and wet my butt brush a little bit. Careful not to touch any unsterile surface. I'm going to scrub all 4 surfaces of my arm down to my elbow with my scrub brush a minimum of 10 times. So I'll start with this surface. And finally, this surface. Alright, once I am completed scrubbing my fingertips, my fingers, my hand, and my arm on all 4 surfaces, a minimum of 10 times, I'm going to discard this brush. So I would repeat that process a total of 3 times to have 3 full scrubs. So then I would go ahead and rinse my arms. I'm going to keep my hands above my elbows, and at no point am I going to touch any surfaces of the sink or anything. So I'm just going to keep the water running down my fingertips. Alright, I just want to be careful still not to touch any other surfaces, but at this point I am ready to go ahead and proceed with my surgical gowning.